So if 20% of the fossil fuel reserves discovered can be used, and that alone, if that's factored if that's factored in as the financial value of the fossil fuel market, I would think that means that the value of the fossil fuel market really is 5 times what it actually really is, and that probably means that the value that is given on the world markets for the value of fossil fuels is 500. Is just a total inflation, 5 times what it really is. So if they tell the truth and say that the actual usable fossil fuels to avoid climate change, running away, then we have a real idea of what the value of the market is. What do you think about that, Sam?
I think as far as I understand the question, I think you're saying that essentially they're massively undervalued, fossil fuels. And yeah, I mean, we undervalue them as a society, don't we? And financially and generally. So that we kind of trade them and we buy petrol, we buy oil quite cheaply. And I mean, if you actually were to take into consideration the amount that we can actually afford to burn, we would have to be kind of charging essentially something like 5 times, at the least 5 times what we're actually charging now. So kind of a lot more per gallon of petrol or whatever. So
can I just clarify that?
Yes, of course.
What it actually means is every fuel company is quoted at a price that at a minimum is 5 times of what they're worth. So we have a choice. The fuel companies like Shell, etc., can either go bust because they have far too much known reserves. Adding fracking will put more pressure on them, or we get rid of the planet as we know it. There will be survivors, and as long as William Hills will pay out, I'm betting on cockroaches and rats. Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Michael. Yes, Jim.
I want to make a comment about price. So I think the solution is really to rapidly transition over to renewables, because obviously I don't think we really want to push the price up so that poor people and pensioners can't afford fuel. So I think we just have to be careful about that.
I mean, I could make a comment on that as well. I think it's not. I don't think that's the answer either. I don't think that. But that's not certainly something that I would suggest, or we would suggest that rather than move that, we just need to price fuel much more. We actually need to putting out a much higher price. We actually just need to transition away from a high fossil fuel economy. That's the real answer. It's not based on trying to limit people's intake just by raising the price of petrol or the price of oil, for instance.
Okay, thanks very much, Sam. We need to move on.